Okay, one of the mistakes I see people make all of the time is that when they get to the car, they put their rod up against the tailgate, up against a mirror, up against the gas cap, whatever, the little lid for the gas cap, or they'll just put it on the roof, which is probably the worst thing you can do. And it is probably the single biggest reason why people end up breaking or losing fly rods is around the car. And so I want to talk about a couple of things about just being smart around the car. Okay, now imagine I've just arrived at the river and I'm ready to go fishing. You'll notice I'm kitted out first. I've got my waders on. I'm ready to go, except my rod is not assembled. And I always assemble my rod last. That way nothing happens to it while I'm getting kitted out. I mean, I don't have it falling down into the gravel, which happened to me with a brand new Spey rod, brand new reel. I put it on the top of my pickup truck. The wind picked it around, spun it off, and dropped it off the top of the cap of my pickup truck onto the gravel. Brand new rod, brand new reel. Made me real happy. So if I had followed my own rules and put my rod together last, I would not have had that problem. So when you're putting, if you've not been shown this before, always start with the tip of the rod. Don't start with the butt section. Don't have the reel on. And put the rod together so the guides are at a right angle. And then push and twist so they're in alignment. And this one has alignment dots so you can check. And then as you can see, as I am assembling the rod, the tip is moving away from me. Again, right angles, twist, and it seats it. And now finally the butt section. Now my tip is way up in here. It's not going to get hurt. If you do it the other way, if you start with the butt section, now as you put your tip together, your butt section's traveling away from you and the whole thing is flopping around like that. And if you've put the reel on, it's worse. Now I can put my reel on and thread my line, and I'm ready to go. So, simple things, you know, kit out first, put your rod together last. When you're coming off the water, you do it the reverse way. So I've just come off the water and you can see my fly is still attached, my rod is still rigged up. One of the reasons for that is I'm walking through the bush with my rod, especially if I've got my rod down here beside me, is that the tip can come off. If you've been casting all day, your tip section could be a bit loose. You can leave a tip section behind in the bush somewhere if you're just walking with the rod unstrung. So I always come off the water with my rod strung up, so I don't leave any bits behind. When I get to the car, the first thing I do is take the rod apart, put it in the tube, and that way I'm not going to break the rod and I'm not going to forget it. I will take off my waders after I'm done. And I can't stress that more importantly, that you put the rod away first. And you know, that way you know it's in the trunk of your car and you know it's not going to get broken. If you have to put the rod down for any reason, lean it against your driver's side window, mirror, I should say. Put it against the driver's side mirror. You can't drive away without it. It's sitting there. So if you got into conversation with somebody and you put your rod down, and you want to put your rod down, lean it against your driver's side mirror. You'll never leave it behind. It's not going to go anywhere. And it's pretty secure there. Except for a really strong wind from the wrong direction, it's not going to move. So if you have to put your rod down, put it against your driver's side mirror. So a few simple things are going to keep you from breaking rods.